motherboard into the case. You know what? That's what we'll do. Alright, so that box, you know what? That can go down on the floor with the other boxes. Alright, that's now empty. We don't have screws. What was this one for? Corsair. Oh, so that's for the RAM. Which means I'll put that back in there. Try and keep them. Just for the time's sake. Alright, so we're going to sit this one over to the side. And I've got a bit of room to do it there. Yep. Let's bring this case up here. Alright, so we've got to get it out of this box. Alright, so they're the side screws. I pulled them off when we pulled the side panel off. I'm going to just sit that over there for now. Now in here, that's right, so much bubble wrap. It's the cables they sent. Excuse me. So there's the cables they sent. So I will sit them over on the table just off to the side. Let's make more mess on the floor. Alright, let's get the case out. Woohoo! Alright, now that we've got it out, I'm actually going to sit that down there. I'm going to do something a little different, I believe. Inside the case came with these 4 bits of foam. And I'm going to sit them out and then sit the case on it because I want to make sure it's kept very safe. Oh, I almost got them in the right positions. All right. You know what? That lifts it up a little bit too. Makes it probably a little easier for me to work on it. Now let's side the bag off of there. All right. Stands are already in. Easy peasy. That's right. It's only 4 on those little MATXs. All right. So I'm going to sit these. You know what? That should be fine. All right. Let's get this motherboard picked up. And so I/O shields attached to the motherboard. Love that feature. Let's line this up nice and delicately and sit it down. And of course, those cables want it to be a little difficult up the top end there. There we go. All right, so the back's lined up perfectly. I'm going to stand up in a sec and double check all those holes. I actually have to pick that back up. I believe there's a bit of plastic down there. I should have pulled off the motherboard already. I think it's on the I/O shield, if I'm correct. Yeah, let's get that off of there. Because that wasn't going to come off easily once it's screwed in. Let's once again, very carefully before placing it down, make sure it's lined up. And done. All right, now, motherboard box. Just move that one back. Oh no, that's on the motherboard box. Got the screws. They're not going to be in there, are they? They're in the bloody case. They're not there, not there, not there, not there. Of course. So, I was wrong. They don't come in that box. They come in the box with the case. And it should be a part of this. Now let's actually just get it out onto the table. Alright, so let's see if I can slide this one back nicely. Still on the foam. Alright, so let's thread it through there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be the motherboard screws. Yeah, 0.377s. That's the ARGB, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, it says it. ARGB and PWM input cables, 1 of each. Alright. So I haven't actually pulled these out and had a look at them yet. So give me a second. This one here is your power button cable. Why is that separate? You know why? because the case doesn't use any more cables. That's actually kind of funny. I'll have to figure out where that connects to in a sec. I'm sure if I need to pull the case out, I can. Oh, hello. Ding, ding, ding. Are they the motherboard screws? They do look like it. I wonder if I'm right or wrong. No, they actually look way too small. What are the sizes? And 3/6s. Oh, look at that. Come with a ribbon-like cable for your 8-pin as well. As I was saying, it comes with the 24-pin, your linking cable. Interesting. They really don't expect you to have much room in this case. I'm going to have a lot of fun figuring out how to do that. Came with these 2 screws, which they're not something I'm going to need right now. That's the cable that goes directly to the graphics card. They included one in case you needed a smaller one. Again, I'll set that off to the side. Alrighty, so my best recollection would be it should be these ones. But why are they Allen keys? They actually expect me to use Allen keys. What difficult Nellies? And I know that came with the Allen key and the tools because I had a bit of a look at them already. Alright, I will be right back. I'm going to go grab my Allen key. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to grab a drink of water. So give me a sec. I'm going to pause this. Max, do your thing and edit this out, please. Thank you. Alright, so we're back. Alright, so off... Ooh, that was a bad squeak from the chair. So off camera, I found my Allen keys. Don't know why they weren't with me. They did include one, which I don't understand how I misplaced it, because in the unboxing video, I put everything back in the boxes they came from. But I figured out which ones they are, just because that was quick and easy. Excuse me. And put one in. So I'll pull this one back into... Ooh, let's see if I can get them all to just slide nicely. Bet you I can't. No. But that's all right. I'm going to look after this stuff. Honestly, if it was my PC, I'm a lot... Let's just say, not so careful. You know, while I'm sitting here, let's get this riser cable in. Now covers, let's make sure that's right out of the way. Oh, what am I I'm jumping ahead. Good for me. All right, so as I said, I got one of the screws in. Let's pull them out. 1, 2, and 3. Grab my little bowl. And I can get my cute little Allen key. Which does make it a little annoying to get into some of it. See, that's what I meant by a little annoying. I actually have to line it up. Because I don't know where my drill Allen key pits are. That's alright. We'll work with the tools we got today, right? Alright, there's that one. That one down, I've sort of clunked it a couple of times. Let's not do that again. Alright, instead of having to get up, I'm actually just going to pick the case up and turn it to this side. And drop a screw again, even though I know that I have to put it in with my hands. Alright. And of course, I'll put them in semi all the way, which means the motherboard's sitting on a wee bit of an angle. Now I'm mentioning we go crossways, that's why. I'll just loosen that one. And I'll get in there. We'll loosen that one up a little bit. There we go. All right, easy. I'll put it in with my hand instead of making the same mistake for what? Third, fourth time? Yeah. And there we go. Now I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm going to get the last screw from in here and I'm going to put it in. And I'll do it with my hand because let's again not make the same mistake that I just mentioned. Alright, so this one's on a bit of a weird angle, so I actually have to turn the case just so I can get my hand in there. But there we go. And I can turn it back nice and easily. Get out my little Allen key. Alright, now this one I'll put down a little tight. This one, let's get it back down to where it needs to be. Done. Again, a little tight, not tight as can be. That feels a little weird doing that left-handed. I was not fitting my other arm in without turning the case, so there we go. And then we'll do this one up to finger tight. Then we'll do the last half a turn, if that. Quarter turn even. Fifth of a turn sometimes. Alright, so now that we got that in, we're going to chuck the power supply in. Which, if I remember, the power supply, it's a bit of a awkward one. So it actually goes down in here, but I'm not entirely sure if we have to pull the base plate off. So the side plate might actually need to come off. And then there's a little bracket in here for not entire. I can't remember. I did look it up. I did explain about that. I just can't remember right this second. And look at that. We need more Allen keys. And we need a bigger size. Which, while I'm here, let's see if I can just fit one quickly. Of course not. Because why would that just be convenient? The other one I'm having trouble getting my hands on. There we go. That wasn't even close. That's alright. That's just my little kit here. If I have to, I'll grab the big one. I think I'm going to have to because this kit is very much old. Oh, actually. Dagnabbit. Hiya! We got it. That just means I can keep using this nice little tool. Convenient, easy. The ends just snap on and off. And magnetized. Putting screws in and out. Much more convenient, actually. That's why we have the little jar. Interesting. It fit perfectly on the other two. Now it's not fitting in that one. Alright, so instead of that being awkward, I'm just going to check them out. They're so old. I believe I need this one. Of course not. Never easy. There we go. That might be a little easier for you to see. If I put it out a little bit more, gives me a little bit more room to work with as well. Alright. There's 3. And catch that with my finger. As you might have just seen, it's trying to fall. Yeah, that's acrylic as well. Everything on here is. This is metal, of course. Acrylic. It's really lovely. It's so clean. It's well machined. Alright, fourth screw in there. Now I'm just going to move that one back just slightly. Yeah, go with it. Sweet. I'm going to grab power supply. I'll put the Allen key with the rest of the tools so it doesn't get in the way. Alright, cables, let's set them out of the way just for now. Power cable, we'll need that to test. And set it up for them. Alright, set the box over there. Now, this actually came with a bracket. This one. I'm not. Ah, of course. So because this is an M-ATX, this is a bracket to put it into an ATX case. Or what is it? SFX, I think it is, with power supply. I'll cover it with a little sticker. PowerPoint doesn't get damaged. Alright. And I was correct. That little black bracket down there is actually in the way. So let's sit that over. Let's pull this one close again. But we'll turn it. Because it's one... And that's these two screws. Well, just the Allen key. And you know, they're the same ones as the four that went in the back. Alright, there's the little nut. So these are actually nuts and bolts. That's funny. There we go. Ah, so that actually slides back and forth. Why? What are you trying to do there? No idea. And this power supply is the specific one that the Singularity Computers, which is the guys who created this case, told us to use. Alright. I'm actually going to get that out in one piece. Well, that nut falling out. I'm going to put them back into it. So the nut's on in there. Drop this one in. Because, reiterating, I have not used this case, so I'm not sure if they expect us to use that for something. I'm going to set that one just to the side near my tools where it's nice and safe. Alright, let's get this power supply in. Now, which way does it go in? You know what? If we've got the graphics card there, fan's probably going to need to go into the graphics card. Yep. And there's the ROG logo. So we're going to try and get it in this way. Let's just get that riser cable lifted. It's very snug. There we go. Of course, I've done this again. I even just talked about that little sticker. Now let's grab that off of there. Silent operation at low to moderate loads. In this mode, the fan will not spin. Just keep that in mind. Anyone who buys this, power supply fan will not spin under low operation loads. So if anyone's like, oh, it's not working, no. And that lined up and went in very nicely, actually. That sticker left a little residue. I'm just going to get that tiniest little bit off now. because that stuff is ugly. All right, there we go. All right, now power supply. Where did I put that box there? Did you come with your own screws, or am I being a silly bugger? Because most of that stuff comes with the case, so I don't know why I keep looking in their boxes. Now, for power supply, I believe it'll be these ones. I'm going to chuck them in there. They're very... Why would I do that? They're clearly different to the other ones, but I do have two bowls, so I'm just going to grab them very quickly. So them ones there. And grab my second little bowl. Alright. Right, power supply, let's screw you in. What have I done wrong? Alright, I'm going to get down. Have a look. It's... Of course, it's just like most things, and it's like a millimeter off. Just got to sort of move it till it lines up better. Now you're being difficult. Alright, I'm going to turn this case around a little more, just so it's in front of me. Which unfortunately might be a little difficult for you to see exactly what I'm doing. Being a little difficult. I was on the off chance I used the wrong screw. Let's test this one. Very much doubt it. Power supply usually... Oh yeah, there's no way it's that one. But I finally got it to line up a bit better, so... Got the other Allen key, which is actually the right one. You know, those little screws are actually the power supply screws. Never have thought that. Well, it lines up. I don't know if you can see. It just won't go in. See, I was right. That little one didn't grab. Interesting. I thought so. Didn't think you'd use such a small screw for a power supply. Which begs the question, why isn't this one fitting? Oh, I bumped the camera a little bit. My apologies, guys. Alright, so the screws are lining up. Like, easily line up. Let's try getting that out. So pretty. Actually didn't pull that plastic off either. Sort of been the And I've just bumped the whole camera. Not sure if that's very well lined up because I should not have done that. Let's get that fixed up now. Which will take a little bit of time. All right. So it doesn't want to go in the other way, but they're just 4 corners. All right. I'm going to try it the other way, which I very much doubt it wants me to do. That's right. It's a very flush one. It almost like slides in. There we go. Doesn't seem flush now, like it was before. Yeah, see, my first instinct was right. It went the other way. But just for peace of mind, I'm actually going to try and screw that in. It's a little dark to see on that angle. Really? And it's grabbing. Okay. That's even stranger. But I guess in this case, so the GPU is going to sit there, which would cover it. I would have figured putting the fan going into the graphics card, but I guess it is hot air technically, which would mean pushing it down and out because this does have the little holes all through it to get out to the back. I'm guessing that's what they were thinking when they created this. And of course, now that I got one in, the rest of it wants to be difficult. All right. Interesting. I cannot get the right angle to see in there properly. So let's lift this up. I know what my problem was. Slightly off. There we go. Needed to make sure it was lined up.